218 illegals landed in Jamaica, drought woes in the island, while gun jam as man tries to shoot a pastor in church. This is Undiluted News, Mikey Bones reporting. 218 illegals from India landed in Jamaica on a chartered flight, and these illegals arrive on a plane registered in Germany, and they all arrive on a one-way ticket into the island, and there was no preparation or prior knowledge of clearance granted by the Jamaica government, it seems. The charter airline did not state it was arriving in Jamaica on Friday, neither was a passenger manifest sent ahead of its arrival as is required. However, they were all allowed to enter Jamaica airspace and were granted permission to land, which is a breach of all aviation policy. Jamaica opposition is asking questions: who is responsible for allowing all these illegals to land and now all still in the country, as the plane they came on is not responsible to return them back to where they came from. At the moment, they are staying at a hotel in downtown Kingston and being guarded by the Jamaica police. Now, this is slackness by the Jamaica government and those people who control the aviation system. This plane should not be permitted to land, and if they were allowed to land, no one should be allowed to enter into the airport, much less into Kingston. Jamaicans could not do that and would not be allowed to illegally enter any country on earth without being tossed into jail. We have not heard a word from the Prime Minister. Jamaica was quick to prevent a boat of Haitians to land and return them to Haiti within hours, but here we have a different set being treated differently. Minister with responsibility for water Matthew Samuda is warning that Jamaica could face persistent drought conditions in the coming years due to climate change. Speaking last Thursday at the opening of the National Water Commission Commercial Office in Falmouth, Trelawney, Senator Samuda highlighted the drought conditions affecting the western end of the island over the last several months. He warned that the country must brace for more dry spells going forward. Mr. Samuda said the administration has been focused on assisting communities in western Jamaica, which is being affected by the drought. Now, how can an island that have a motto, the land of wood and water, not have water for its people? Jamaica have the most rivers in the Caribbean. Why can't the government develop and use those resources? Also, Jamaica is surrounded by water. Salt water can be converted to fresh water easily. That will take care of the drought and the shortage of water. There are places in the Middle East and Africa that don't get rain for all 5 years, and they're still good by converting used water back to clean source or osmosis. Come on, Jamaica, no make it look so. We're intelligent, use what you have, and stop complaining. Technology is out there. Regarding the death of 27-year-old Kamoy Forbes of North Avenue, Greenwich Farm, Kingston 13 on March 23rd, a man from Kingston was charged with murder. Nico Gordon, 30 of Rosetown, Bethune Avenue, has been charged with murder. According to reports, the police discovered Forbes' body covered in a sheet at about 9:35 in the morning after acting on tips. On Thursday, May 2nd, the authorities captured Gordon and placed him under arrest. A search warrant was conducted on his property also in an abandoned structure at the back of the house, and a Taurus 9mm pistol was allegedly discovered. After that, eyewitness testimonies implicating him led to an interrogation and charges were laid against him. Meanwhile, two men have been charged with murder and wounding with intent following the shooting death of a 36-year-old security guard of Flower Hill in St. James. According to law enforcers, 57-year-old Wilford Cook, otherwise called Kong, and 21-year-old Lavon Cook, otherwise called Jaja, reportedly opened fire at the deceased, Natasha Smith, at her home on Sunday, March 17. The Freeport police said at about 3:30 p.m., Smith and her relatives were inside their house with other family members when the men, both armed with firearms, entered the yard and reportedly opened gunfire at them through a bedroom window before escaping in the area. The police were alerted, and on their arrival, Smith was seen lying on her back in a pool of blood with gunshot wounds to her chest. She was taken to hospital where she was pronounced dead. Another woman who was injured in the incident was treated and released, and both men were later arrested and charged. A 27-year-old maintenance worker of Princess Street in Kingston has been slapped with several charges after allegedly assaulting one woman and then opening gunfire on another during an incident on Matthews Lane in March of 2023. Fitzroy Buckley has been charged with shooting with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and assault occasioning bodily harm. Reports from the Denhamtown police are that about 12:11 a.m., an argument developed between Buckley and a woman at a party, during which Buckley allegedly threw a bottle which hit the woman in the face, causing swelling and pain. Another woman allegedly intervened and another argument developed. Buckley reportedly threatened to kill her. Buckley reportedly left and later returned with a firearm and opened gunfire at the woman. Buckley then reportedly escaped on foot in the area. The police subsequently apprehended Buckley during an operation, after which he was interviewed and charged based on witness statements implicating him. A 27-year-old shop operator has been arrested and charged in relation to the shooting death of 38-year-old Clinton Taylor, otherwise called Parry, of Princess Street in Kingston. According to the police, officers were on patrol in the area on Monday, February 12, when explosions were heard. Checks were made and Taylor was seen lying on the sidewalk with gunshot wounds to the head. He was taken to hospital. Ordained Lewis Harriet, otherwise called Nande, also of Princess Street, was later arrested and charged by the police following an operation. Lewis Harriet was subsequently charged with murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and use of a firearm to commit a felony, and his court date is now being finalized. An 18-year-old man was shot and killed in Enfield, St. Mary on Saturday, a week after another man was killed in the same community. Reports indicate that the teen Sheldon J. Williams of a Junopen address was walking along the roadway in Enfield around 9:30 p.m. on Saturday night when, upon reaching a lane in the community, a group of armed men approached and opened gunfire. Reports said that Williams ran into a nearby premises where he collapsed. Residents, upon hearing the gunshots, called the police. When the police arrived, Williams was found suffering from gunshot wounds all over his body. He was taken to the Anatabape Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. A motive for his killing is not known. God is good every time, all the while. Listen to this next story. A pastor in Pennsylvania, U.S. survived a shooting in the middle of his Sunday sermon when the attackers gunned jam, giving congregants time to subdue him. Footage of the attack shows Pastor Glenn Germany diving behind his pulpit after a man approaches, raises his arm, and aims a gun at him. The gun was aimed right at the pastor. The gunman squeezed the trigger and nothing happened. A church member close by jumped on the gunman, and the pastor came from behind the pulpit and both sit on him until the police arrived. Can you imagine how frightened the congregation was, including the pastor's family? When the pastor asked him why he wanted to kill him, the gunman, clearly demon-possessed, said God told him to. The police have identified the gunman as 26-year-old Bernard Polite. Onto sports. Track and field icon Usain Bolt is the brand ambassador for Red Stripe, Goffy Gold and Glory Olympics campaign, which was unveiled on Wednesday. The campaign comes as Jamaicans throughout the world are experiencing a wave of enthusiasm before the Olympics in Paris. The beer brand said it will be sending 10 lucky Jamaicans to Paris, France to cheer on the Jamaican athletes. The team has also announced that each week 5 individuals will receive cash prizes of 50,000 Jamaican dollars. Furthermore, 10 winners will be selected to receive 65-inch smart TVs, and 1 lucky recipient will enjoy an Olympic-style living room upgrade. And don't forget that the best news and sports take place on this station. If you missed the news on this radio, please go to YouTube, type in Jamerican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.